conference?
Tyler, ESPN. This is for Rookie. The series say was largely into Tien played a very good series, and a lot of people are talking about he's the next generation of superstars in China. Can you talk a little bit about how you see him as a player and what expectations you have for him in the future?
那其实今天这个问题是给 Rookie 选手的。那今天的天其实玩得非常的好，他也被很多人认为是 LPL 下一代的一个新星。那你是对他有什么样的一个看待呢？
就天是吗？
对对，天。
其实我这一年开始到现在，我一直都是认为把这个天交为选手，就是一直都觉得打得非常非常好。然后我觉得就是 FPS 就是 FunPlus 打的就是5个人都打得非常好嘛，但是我觉得也有他的不少的功劳嘛。然后今天也是依然就还是打得挺好的，但是同时我们也没有他们打得好，所以就是今天我们比较菜，所以才输的。但是我觉得他打得非常好。
So actually, I think through this whole year, Tian played very well in LPL, and also I think FunPlus, all the players are so good. But Tian, he made his effort through this, and I think in today's BO5, Tian played so well, and I think our performance is not that good. That's why we didn't manage to win against them.
Sue from Sky Sports, this question is for Jackie Love. Would you be able to just sum up your experience of Worlds this year and what's been your highlight?
那这个问题是给阿水的，想问一下你对这一年的一个总结是什么？还是说你觉得你这一年的高光或者是一个总结是怎么样的？
这一年就，刚刚也说了，就是这一年打下来打到现在的话，也算是比较满意了。这一年其实我个人感觉，没什么高光，我印象里就想不出来。但打到这里的话，就是觉得还行吧，因为就是在我的想法里面，我觉得从季后赛的8强到世界赛4强，我觉得这应该算个很大的进步。所以说，就还好吧，就感觉还行，就圆满。
As I've just mentioned, I think generally I'm quite satisfied with our performance, with our results. I don't think I have so much highlights through this whole year, but I still think like to be in the quarterfinals in our LPL summer playoffs and through the whole journey until the semifinals in the World Championship, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Hi, Fernando from UBIT. A question for Rookie. There has been a lot of controversy about Doinby because Nemesis said that he was one of the worst mid laners of the tournament. Now that you have faced him in the semifinals, how would you define or rate Doinby as a player?
那这个问题是想问一下 Rookie， 那其实你也和杜云碧选手也是交手过比较多，然后他这次也是直接要进入到决赛了。那你同样作为一个中单选手，对他有什么样的一个评价吗？
我认为他是一位非常有个性的选手，就是然后他把自己的个性就是在比赛上发挥的很出色的选手嘛。然后其实大家都能看得出来，他比较喜欢把一些肉英雄拿到中路去玩嘛。但是他每次打的都就非常有效果的状态，我觉得就是打得非常好。然后其实我跟他在 LPL 打了这么多年，我一直都觉得他打得非常好的选手。对。
So I think Doinby has his own very unique personality, his own playing styles, such as he always played like the mid tank champions, and he actually made the game. So I think we have played so many games in LPL region as well. I think he's a very good player generally.
Hi, this is Ashley Kang for ESPN and Horizon. I have a question for both Rookie and Jackie Love. In today's series, what is the one thing that you would change about today's series?
那这个问题是问一下两位选手的，想问一下，就说你觉得有没有一样东西能够改变像今天的整个的这个 BO5 呢？ So do you mean like if we change one thing, it can change the result of this BO5?
Just one particular point in the games that were played today.
对，就说一下有没有特别的一个点。
就是我们就是如果就一旦这么大的世界赛，只要哪边失误的更多，然后哪边会输的状态嘛，所以就是还是需要改这些个人的小失误嘛，因为个人的小失误合在一起的话变成一个大失误，然后今天的话也是发生了不少的一些整个团队的失误，所以需要这个东西我们要个人都要明白一下，然后去改，要不然还是会发生跟今天一样的就是局面。
I think in this kind of very international and big tournaments, every single mistake matters the whole result. So I think in today's match, like many players from our team, we did make small mistakes and put them together. This made us cannot win this series. So I think we have to change this kind of small mistakes and try to perfect our performance. This can help us in the future.
This will be the last question.
Hi, this is Emily.
不用我回答吗？刚我不知道说什么。
Was he going to answer the?
我要说吗？其实我觉得今天输的主要原因就是第一个就是我们前期白给的太多了，就前面送的就莫名其妙人头有点多，然后第二个就是我们操作上的失误有点大，其实就很多团战没打赢，这是。 说实话，在埃及没打赢团，其实感觉挺怪的，所以感觉今天个人操作失误有点多，然后其实也就这2点。
So I think the main reason of losing the series is firstly that in the beginning stage we let our opponents get so many kills. We made so many mistakes in the early phase so that we didn't manage to win this series. And also there's some mechanic mistakes for many players. It makes us cannot win the team fight. I think that's a main reason.
Hi, this is Emily for ESPN. This question is for both Rookie and Jackie Love. As two players who have been to a Worlds Finals and won it, what advice do you have for FPX heading into Worlds Finals?
那其实对于你们也是已经进入过你们的2次进入世界赛，然后像去年也是进入到决赛。那你们想问一下，你们有预想到那个 FPS 会获得今天比赛胜利进到决赛吗？ Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
So my question was for both Rookie and Jackie Love. As two players who have been to a Worlds Final and won it, what advice do you have for FPX as they go into the Worlds Finals?
那你们有什么想要给 FunPlus 的一个建议吗？对不起，我没有听到的吧？
没有，我刚刚第一个问题我知道，我刚回答的时候突然有声音，所以我就看了一下，我就按照那个第一个回答去这个问题回答一下。他毕竟是一个 LPL 的1号种子嘛，所以就是气势来上的话，我们应该就不如他们的。然后就是我们也是已经进到4强，所以我们需要看哪边失误更多。然后今天的话，就是 FPS 比我们打得好，然后同时我们失误也太多了。然后就是想跟他们建议的话，其实没有什么，只要他们把自己的一些就是优势打出来的话，我觉得打谁都应该差不多，就是差不多能赢。
So I think as the first seed from the LPL region, actually FunPlus they got a very good atmosphere, and for us we are be able to into the semifinals. And for today's series, it's just FunPlus played better than us. So in the suggestions, I don't have much particular suggestions. I think if FunPlus can just get the advantage and play as normally, they can get the win.
今天打的其实我觉得我们赢和FunPlus赢，其实我觉得都有可能，就谁赢我都觉得不奇怪。其实我们去年进决赛其实也没做什么特别准备，但就唯一的建议就给他们说是，照今天这样打的话，如果就是说比今天还能再稳一点的话，应该就是能赢下来。所以就感觉他们不用改太多东西，就按今天这样打。
So I think for today's match, I will not be surprised like which both of the team have the potential to get the victory. And for the advice, I think the only advice for them is to play more stable. And if they play just as today's performance, I think they can get the win.
This will conclude the press conference with IG. Thank you, IG. If we can
谢
get you to
谢阿
stand.
水和 Rookie。请那个站。